In this video, I want to cover the review and tagging functionality within the WombatLegal platform. Essentially, tagging consists of simply pulling down on on the tagging pull down and selecting the appropriate tag to add to the document, and that changes the document status. So if I zoom up the metadata here, we can see the document status is now reviewed and it has been tagged relevant, along with all this other information up here. Obviously, starting at the beginning at document 1 and going through all 628 of these documents in the 36 subfolders is probably not a very good workflow. So what we're able to do is load document bundles and restrict the view of the entire system to a particular bundle. Bundles are created by the review manager and correspond generally to the sort of workflow you want to have for your review. So the system automatically creates a series of bundles when data is loaded in, and all those bundles are also updated. So I'm going to simply load a bundle out of the year bundles. So I'm going to pick the year 2004, which is 30 documents. And now the whole view of the entire system is restricted to only those 30 documents. And we can drill down into the folder structure and we can see how they are distributed through the whole system. So now we have a more manageable number of 30 documents. We can go through and review those one by one. So what I'll do is I'll put the system into the review layout. All that does really is move the windows around a little bit, and I can go through my documents one at a time and view them and make an assessment of them and determine whether that document is relevant or irrelevant. So I'll call this one irrelevant, and you can see it's been reviewed and is now irrelevant, and I can now proceed to the next document and likewise make a judgment on that guy as well. Maybe that guy's privileged. Move on to the next document, and perhaps I actually need to view this document, so I can download the whole document. I'll try and bring that into the screen here, and here is the actual document itself, and I may determine that this document is perhaps privileged, and perhaps it's also relevant. There we go. So I've added those two things to that document. I can also tag all of these documents at the same time. So I can say, well, look, a lot of these are turning out to be privileged, so I'll just add the privilege tag to all of these documents. So there we go. That's the whole 30 of them have now been tagged as privileged. And I can keep working on them if I want to. So one of the administrative functions that you have in the system is the ability to add your own tags. So let me add one for good luck. I'll call this the central issue. It's a checkbox. I'll just have a checkbox for that guy. I'll save it. I don't want it in that position, so I will move it up. Move it up a couple of spots. That's a good spot for it. So now when I go back into my interface and take a look at my documents, I may go down to this particular document, document number 10, and say this is relevant to the central issue. So it's now being tagged with central issue, and you get a small list of the issues across the bottom here. And it's just the first 3 letters of the issue name, are highlighted, so you can see the status and of any particular document within your list. Okay, that pretty much concludes the basic review functionality. Obviously all the different administrative functions and things like that are controlled by security, so you can have different levels of users who have access to different things, but that pretty much concludes that part.